Hey, Sonny here. This is Hellbent for Leather by Judas Priest. And not a very cool riff, but there's a little details in there to play it, to make it interesting. Basically is to hammer on onto the power chord. That's the key to playing that part right. So here you go. Here's a slow down to play the intro. Alright, so let's break it down. The first part is on the, you play the open A string, you mute, and go like this. And you alternate between that and the 7th fret on the D string with my ring finger. So that's the first part, again. So mute one time on the A, play the 7th fret on the D. Mute twice on the A and play the 7th fret on the D twice. Just once. Alright. That part right there, and then you mute the A twice again, and then you play the 5th fret with your D and G together with your index finger, and kind of dead mute on the A string. And you play the 7th fret of your D and G and do the same thing again. So again, from the beginning. Alright, the next part, you gotta play the mute on the open A string, and you play the 5th fret of your D and G. You pick it, and then you hammer on without picking, with just your ring finger and pinky on the 7th fret of your A and D string. So the next part goes like this. So you hammer on and you pick, and you hammer on first without picking, and then you pick it on the 7th fret of your A and D, and you back to the 5th fret of your D and G. So again, that second part. 5th fret of the D and G, and you hammer on. And you hammer on the 7th fret of your D, A and D. And you pick it. A and D on the 7th fret, and you play the 5th fret of your D and G. All right, the second part again. So the whole thing slowly. Alright. So that's the first part, and the second part, the second section of the intro, is similar to that, except at the very end. Alright, so again. Mute A string, 7th, mute twice on the A and 7th fret again on the D. And then you play mute again on the open A twice. And you play the 5th fret of your D and G. Hold it for a second. And you play the 7th fret of your D and pull off on the 5th. On the studio version, it sounds like you're gonna slide down the 4th fret just slightly. So when you play this chord, is a C chord, 3rd fret of your A and 5D, and then 2A and 5D. All So the second part of the intro. Alright, so that's the intro, and then the verse is similar to that. There's a little variation in the verse. Basically play the same thing. The last part is a little different. You play the play the 7th fret of your A, and you play the 5th fret of your D and 7th fret of your G. I'm sorry, 5th fret of your D and 7th fret of your D again. So that's the variation. Again. And then it lands the last time before you play the bridge, it lands on the 7th fret of your A and D string. And then the bridge part goes like this. Alright, so the bridge part goes like this. After he plays, so you play the 5th fret on the A and D, and then hammer on to 7th fret on the D string with your ring finger. So basically, you're playing the perfect 4th on the 5th fret. You're playing those two notes on the A and D together. You hammer on the 7th fret. Basically, you have a power chord, a D power chord. So if you listen carefully, so you switch between the perfect 4th G and then the D power chord. You do it again. Alright. Do it again. You slide up to on the C power chord, and you play it twice. 3 times. So far we have this. Slow down again and play it slowly with the cleaner sound. Do it again. So that part, you play this. You play the power chord on D. And you pull off on the 7th fret, the 5th fret on the D string, and you play the 5th fret of your A and D together. And you move up half step to 6th fret position, power chord. Play the power chord, and you pull off from this 8th fret to 6th fret on the D string, and you play this 6th fret of your D and A and D together, and you do the same thing on the E power chord, the 7th fret. And you play the G power chord at the 10th position. So basically it's A10, and G. I'm sorry, A10 and D12. And the next part of the chorus, hell bent for leather. You play the open A power chord, and then you strum it. Usually that goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. So last time you end on the 3rd fret of your A string. Again, you play the A power chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 3rd fret on the E string. So so you go from the 3rd fret of your G, alright, so again, so what I do is after you go from the G note, you go 2, 5, 3 on the A string, and 2, 5 on the D string, and the 1st fret on the E string, open A, and the 5th fret of the A, and the 3rd fret of your G, 5th fret again on the A, back to A power chord. 2, 5, 3 on the A, 2, 5 on the D and 1st fret on the E, and open A, 5th fret on the A, and land on the 3rd fret on the E, and the 5th fret on the A, and back to the A power chord. And then you play the intro again. F sharp power chord, G power chord, G sharp power chord, A power chord at 5th position, back to F, and then play the open E. And after it goes to the solo, A power chord, E, and then G, and then D, back to A. So that's the rhythm, that's the chorus behind the solo. In the Hell Bent for Leather, in the very beginning of the song, the power chords goes like this. It's open E. It's just 2 notes power chord. Open E power chord. Basically it's open E string and the 2nd fret of the A. F power chord. 1st fret of E, 3rd fret of your A. You stay the same shape, you move up. F sharp power chord. Half step up again, G power chord. G sharp power chord. Same shape, don't move. A power chord, 5th position. Back to 1st fret power chord, which is the F. And an open E.